Hey folks, it's Greg Thompson, and I am in Chadbourn, North Carolina at Brown Street Station, my special events venue. Now, I've been talking for years about all of the wonderful things that can happen in Chadbourn, and plans have been made. They're solid, and it's not going to happen overnight. But Chadbourn is really going to become the great little Hallmark Channel movie that we've always wanted. But it's not going to happen overnight. Now, when I bought Brown Street Station, a lot of people said, Greg, but what about the crime? What about the reputation of Chadbourn? Because I'm going to be honest, when I came back to my 10-year high school reunion in 1991, I was very disappointed and heartbroken to find out the reputation that Chadbourn had. Well, that was then. This is now. Things are happening in Chadbourn. The crime is way down. I did an interview with the Chief of Police, Ken Elliott, and he explained why things are so much better now and why Chadbourn is looking really good. Check out the interview. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. Well, hey everybody, it's Greg Thompson. I am here in my hometown of Chadbourn, North Carolina, and I'm talking to the Chief of Police, Mr. Ken Elliott. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
Now, the reason I wanted to do this interview is because, you know, I bought Brown Street Station, and I've been encouraging people to invest in Chadbourn and come on down to Chadbourn, and we've been working, hoping to get some stuff done in Chadbourn, and a lot's happened. But the reason I bought Brown Street Station was because downtown just didn't look good, and there were tens of thousands of cars coming through. And I said, I'm going to do my little part. And one of the things that I heard about, people said, well, Greg, you know, you got a lot of crime in Chadbourn and you got a lot of things to go up against. And Ken, I didn't find that here. And that's what I'm going to talk with Ken about, because I want it to come from the man himself and tell us what the state of Chadbourn is, the safety of Chadbourn, and what's been going on. I'm going to start off by saying, when you came in, Chadbourn has had a bad reputation for crime for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And as you said, it was rough.
It was rough.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, with 10 being Chadbourn at its worst, let's say 15 years ago, if that was a 10 back then, about where are we right now?
I feel like we're at a 3 or a 4. We've got a lot of plans in place. We've got a lot of things in place, and our crime rate is looking good. Things have decreased a lot.
Well, what did you find when you came in? Because you had to come in and take a look around. Tell us what your thoughts were when you came in and said, how am I going to make this better? Go.
I came in as intern, and we had a problem within the agency, within the department. We were on a downhill slump. We had to repair the community relations with the community, had to repair relations with the town, had to repair the relations with the outside agencies that we work with, the federal, state, and local other law enforcement agencies. And we started recruiting and started hiring and started a community-oriented policing approach that had been left these small towns years ago. Get back into communities, get back talking to people, find out what's going on, get to the root of things.
And I'm sure there was a trust issue there that you had to rebuild.
Yes, there was. And it was rough for a while. But once you start meeting people and you start talking to them and they see your vision that you're talking to them about, they start, it's basically a buy-in with the community. We can't do it without the community, so we've got to get their support as well as they've got to get our support.
Now, two things that we've talked about before that I feel like are vital was education and technology. And you took advantage of both of those and stepped things up a lot right here in Chadbourn. Tell us about that.
I did. So the state of North Carolina has 2 justice academies in the state, one in Edneyville, one in Salemburg. The classes are free. The room and board is free at their dorms if the officer stays for more than a day. So we took advantage of that, and I started rolling in officers in advanced classes to get their education level up. So when they did make cases, they were following every step they needed to follow. Then technology is our world now.
It is. It really is.
And I'm not a technology expert, but I started seeing things coming into other cities and said, you know what? Let's look at it. Let's think outside the box. So we did, and it has really worked for Chadbourn, down from the license plate readers, the gunshot detection system, and we even have live video, constant upload to the cloud, solar powered, at all of our parks. We've got a nice pickleball court over there that everybody can go play at, and if anything happens, it's on camera.
You guys can see it.
Yes, we can see it in our cars. You can pull it up on your phone while you're working.
You can see it immediately in your car right there.
Right there, as
That's
it
awesome.
happens.
And this was amazing to me, but the gunshot detectors, is that the right word for
Yes,
it?
sir.
Yeah. How many of those do you have around Chadbourn?
64.
64. That's amazing. And so the response time is immediate if you hear a gunshot.
So they triangulate, they hear the shot. They have a programmed algorithm in them for every caliber of firearm out there. And they triangulate to where the closest location is. And within 60 seconds, they send you an alert of that GPS point on a map so you know exactly where it's at. While you're responding to it, it recalculates it for 90 seconds to make sure that that first point is correct. And we've not had one yet to change locations, but we're arriving at some of these that were early on in this program's perception. We were arriving, and not only were the shell casings there, the gun was there, the car was there, and people were gone.
It was immediate. Now, one thing I don't want to frighten everybody and say gunshots. There's going to be gunshots when I go to Chadbourn. We're talking about domestic situations because I don't know what you would call public crime. I don't know. That's way down.
So our public crime and our violent crime is way down. When we did our stats beginning of the year for violent crime, our vandalism and our break-ins, we were down 14-17% from where we were 3 years ago.
No kidding.
And this is 2 years into this program with all these cameras and stuff. So think about it like this. If you have somebody that teeters on a moral aspect, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be bad.
That's a nice way to put that.
And if they're walking down the street with somebody, they're going to be good because somebody's looking at them.
Right.
If they're walking down the street and they're by themselves, they're more likely to break a window out if they teeter on that moral aspect. Well, these cameras are there, they're obvious, we don't hide them, and it keeps that moral check with these individuals that are teetering on that line a little bit.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. Now, one of the things that I would love to see, because there are, I don't know the exact statistics, but there are tens of thousands of cars who drive through Chadbourn every week, especially during beach season.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that whenever you're driving through a small town, if it looks nice and pretty and it's easy in and out, people will stop and spend money there.
I have preached that since I've come to work here. I'm from Myrtle Beach. I graduated from North Myrtle Beach. I'm from South Carolina originally. But I've noticed something about small towns. If you will make them pretty, Public Works get out there and get them looking good, the police department get it safe, people will come.
Absolutely.
And businesses will come. And that is ultimately what we're after for Chadbourn.
Absolutely. And now there's the Chadbourn revitalization is solid now, right?
It is. It looks good. The plans that they've got that they're going to take for grants to try to get grants. Not only do they have plans in place for what they're going to put in the areas downtown, but I've also got an overlay for our security for downtown. More cameras, more live video, obvious signage that shows that it's under video to keep that moral compass correct.
Absolutely. I believe in that. You know, when people say hide your video cameras, I said, no, you put those things out there so people know that they're being watched.
That's right.
Absolutely. Now, when they started the Chadbourn revitalization, how involved was the police department in those plans?
So they brought them to us and we started looking at them. Architects make pretty buildings.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Architects lay out pretty layouts. But if you put something in the wrong place and pedestrians have to cross traffic flow to get to a certain location, hey, wait a minute, let's think about this. The traffic we're having through there, can we move this over here because there's a huge parking area and replace it with something else? And they took our recommendations and looked at them. They really did.
Well, I've seen just some of the plans. It was so exciting.
It is.
What they're going to do, and Ken and I were talking earlier, and we both have the same conclusion because he said Chadbourn is a gold mine, and I said that a long time ago. I agree with you 100% on that.
It is, and I travel. You travel.
Yeah.
You come through a small town like this, and you see a little coffee shop with some chairs out front, and you've been driving for 2 or 3 hours. You want to stop, stretch your legs, maybe get a cup of coffee, soda, or a sandwich. If you make it right and you build it right, like the town is currently doing,
yes,
people will stop.
Absolutely.
We would love to see people stop in our little town.
Now, I'm going to switch gears here a little bit and talk about the Strawberry Festival. Now, I try to come to the Strawberry Festival every year. I don't make it every year. But I have noticed the last few years, there's hardly anything drastic that has happened in Chadbourn the last few years at the Strawberry Festival. Is that right?
That is correct. We utilize a lot of outside agencies. We have mutual aid contracts we signed for that day, those 2-day events actually, with multiple counties in North Carolina, multiple cities in South Carolina. They send us officers. That way, when we do traffic control, we've also got bike patrol riding the route. We've also got officers walking. And that way we have a presence. Like I was talking about the moral compass earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not saying flood the place with law enforcement, but if you put law enforcement out there, be out there, be visible, talk to people, be an Andy Taylor.
There
talk
you go.
To your people. That's all it takes.
And so the confidence of the people in Chadbourn, in the police department, has really come up, and people are feeling safer and better about. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to go into too many statistics, but statistically, Chadbourn is one of the safest places to live in the county right now.
Right now, Chadbourn looks really good in Columbus County.
It does. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? I just want to tell you, I appreciate you taking advantage of the educating the officers. And this isn't something that he goes, hey, if you'd like to do this, you can. Ken goes, here's what you're doing. Is that right?
Actually, I'm going to give a plug to a couple of our officers. We've got one officer right now that has gotten his leadership certification at 600 hours through the state.
Wow.
We've got that's probably one of 2 or 3 in the county. We've got another one that has his investigator certification, which is another 600 hours or so with state of North Carolina, and he's one of 2 or 3 in the county. Education is paramount to our officers.
Absolutely. And then add in the technology.
The technology is awesome.
That's our world now.
I mean, the first 6 months we had it, we recovered a child that was kidnapped from Myrtle Beach going back up north. It's here to stay.
Now, I find this a little amusing here when because there are license plate readers here.
Yes.
And I just think this is amusing because I've heard a couple of people go, I don't like those things reading my license plate. Well, they're on the back of your car. That's what they're there for.
So the state says your tag is in plain view, so you can run it at any time.
Right.
We're not writing expired license plate tickets.
Right.
This is looking for federal fugitives.
Exactly.
This is looking for hit and run, solving hit and run cases in the city. So we're doing it for wanted persons, stolen vehicles, stolen property, or abducted children.
Right.
Or your elderly family member wanders away and they do a silver alert.
Right.
They're here. The technology's here. We have to embrace it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is a true game changer.
Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. Everybody I've talked to is excited about where Chadbourn is with the police department and the safety. And I love the fact that you guys continue to do community events.
Yes.
And say, come on down. The Chadbourn Police Department is hosting this event for
We're
you.
getting ready to start another addition to one of our events where it's alcohol education. We've got what everybody calls them drunk goggles. You put them on and you try to walk the line. It shows you how driving and bicycling or motoring, being impaired, really looks like to prevent accidents. So we're getting ready to start that program up in the fall.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
Everybody in Chadbourn appreciates you. And we're excited to see what's going to happen in the future.
Thank you very much.
All right, you guys have a good day and bless your heart in the good way. We'll see you later.
Thank you.